The lights in the auditorium dimmed as the host announced the next act, for friends who had been singing together since high school. They walked onto the stage hand in hand, their nervous smiles hiding years of shared dreams and late-night rehearsals. Dressed in casual outfits, they looked like ordinary people, but the sparkle in their eyes hinted at something special. The audience clapped politely, unsure what to expect. Simon Cowell leaned forward with his usual skeptical expression, asking them what they planned to do. One of them, the lead vocalist, stepped up to the microphone and said softly, "We just want to show the world how friendship sounds." When the music started, everything changed. The guitarist strummed the first notes, the beatboxer added rhythm, and the harmonies began to weave together perfectly. Their voices blended like they had been made for each other, smooth, powerful, and full of emotion. The sound filled the hall, silencing even the restless crowd. The judges exchanged surprised looks, not expecting this level of talent from such a humble group. As the song built up, their confidence grew, and they began to move naturally with the rhythm, feeding off the audience's energy. By the time they hit the chorus, the entire theater was captivated. People started cheering mid-song, and a few even stood up, clapping to the beat. In that moment, it wasn't just four friends performing, it was pure passion and unity lighting up the AGT stage. The moment the chorus began, the entire energy of the room shifted. The four friends stood in perfect formation, their voices blending in breathtaking harmony. The guitarist strummed with intensity, fingers flying over the strings, while the beatboxer added deep, rhythmic layers that made the performance feel alive. The two main vocalists carried the melody, their voices soaring effortlessly over the music. The crowd leaned in, completely mesmerized. Heidi and Sophia exchanged astonished looks before rising to their feet, their faces lit up with excitement. Simon Cowell, who had been quietly observing, began to smile, that rare smile that only appears when he's genuinely impressed. "This is something different," he murmured, almost to himself. As the friends reached the bridge of the song, they locked eyes with each other, as if silently reminding one another of every struggle, every dream, and every small stage they had performed on before reaching this moment. Then came the final harmony, a flawless blend of four distinct voices that rose like a wave and filled the entire theater. The sound was so pure and emotional that people in the audience were visibly moved. The energy hit its peak as the last note echoed, leaving a powerful silence behind. For a brief second, no one breathed, then the room erupted into thunderous applause. Cheers, whistles, and standing ovations filled the hall. Those four friends had just turned the AGT stage into their dream come true. As the final note faded, a deep silence took over the theater, the kind that only happens after something truly magical. The four friends stood frozen, still catching their breath, their eyes wide with disbelief. Then, all at once, the audience exploded into cheers and applause. People stood up, clapping, shouting, and whistling. The friends looked at each other, tears welling up, realizing they had just lived the moment they dreamed about for years. The judges rose to their feet, clapping along with the crowd. Howie Mandel shouted over the noise, "That was unbelievable. You four just owned this stage." Sophia wiped a tear and said, "That performance gave me chills. It was like watching one heart beating in four people." Simon, still standing, looked genuinely moved. "You didn't just sing," he said slowly, "you connected with everyone here, that's real talent." The friends covered their faces, trying to hold back tears as the audience continued cheering. Then, suddenly, Heidi Klum reached out and slammed the golden buzzer. The sound of the buzzer filled the hall, and golden confetti burst from above, raining down on the stage like a dream come true. The four friends screamed in shock and joy, hugging tightly as they dropped to their knees under the golden shower. The audience went wild, chanting and celebrating with them. It was a moment of pure emotion, years of friendship, struggle, and hope turned into golden magic before the world's eyes. Backstage, the four friends were still covered in golden confetti, laughing and crying at the same time. Their hands trembled as they tried to process what had just happened. "We did it, we really did it," one whispered, hugging the others tightly. Crew members, fellow contestants, and even the hosts congratulated them as they walked past, still glowing with emotion. They could hear the echo of the crowd's cheers from the stage, a sound that would stay in their hearts forever. Cameras followed them as they tried to speak, but words failed. All that came out were smiles, tears, and laughter. Within hours, their golden buzzer moment went viral online. Clips of their performance flooded social media, racking up millions of views overnight. People from around the world commented on their harmony, their bond, and the way their friendship radiated through every note. Headlines read, "Four friends bring the world to tears on AGT," and "The power of friendship shines in golden performance." Talk shows invited them for interviews, and fans began calling them the Golden Quartet. A few days later, they returned to rehearsals, more determined than ever. They knew this was just the beginning. Standing together in the rehearsal room, one of them said, "No matter how far we go together." The others nodded, smiling through tears. Their journey had turned from a simple dream into a story of friendship, faith, and a golden moment the world would never forget.